Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Coffee and Crypto. It is the 1st of January 2024, so first of all, Happy New Year from myself and everyone at the channel. Thank you for tuning in on this fine day. It is Monday, the 1st of January, and I'm here to bring you some crypto updates. I have been absent the past week or so, had some much needed time off, some much needed reflection, and just time to chill out basically after a bit of a manic year in the crypto market and in the businesses as well. So thanks everyone for staying put and joining me today for this episode. I'm going to crack through it, try and make it a shorter episode than normal so that you can kind of get the hit that you need from coffee and crypto. But like I said, first of all, Happy New Year. It's the 1st of January 2024. So Happy New Year from myself and everyone here at both Crypto Glasgow and Certified Crypto as well. So just wanted to get that out the way since it's the 1st of January. Get it out the way and we'll move on. Don't want to dwell on it too much because, look, you shouldn't be using the new year as your time to shine. You should be continuing to shine as much as you humanly can each and every single day of your life. So anyway, enough of the motivational speech. Let's get into some crypto news. Now, first and foremost, of course, if you are interested, and you should be interested in joining our CC Pro Discord, you can click the link below. And today is the final day that you can get the prices for what you see them on screen. Now, the prices have changed. They're all preloaded in the background. I'm just waiting to click the button, but for now, if you're watching this and you're managing to watch this on the 1st of January, you have your last chance to join our Discord for the prices that you see on your screen. But anyway, enough about that. Click the link below if you want to know more about what I'm talking about. Now, as we always start these episodes with the prices, let's do that right now and just see how things are looking. So, Bitcoin currently sitting at $42,715. Ethereum, $2,305. BNB at $310. We then have Solana at $105. XRP, 62 cents. Cardano at 60 cents. Avalanche at just above $39. And then Dogecoin at 0.09. So, not much movement the past 24 hours with anything in the market, to be honest. Solana's up 2%, which is the highest gainer in the top 10. Great to see. As you know, I am a holder and believer of Solana. So, yes, that has been on a bit of a rip recently, which, in fact, you know what? Let me just jump into that and have a quick look. So, the past 7 days, there we go. Past 7 days, we did see a high of up 125, I think it was, there or thereabouts. I can't quite get my mouse on it, but it was up at around $125 as the weekly high. Well, I say the weekly high, it's not been that price in a long time. As you can see from this yearly chart, it's the highest yearly chart or yearly price that we'd seen just before the new year. So positive to see. Like I said, I am a holder of Solana, and we love to see it climb. Anyway, let's jump into the point of today's video. You may have seen it from today's title. There's a little bit of news from ETFs. Now, some of this news, will it change how the ETFs will perform or how the market performs? Well, let's you be the decider of that after I give you this information. So, first of all, before I get into the ETF stuff, a few things to cover. Main one here being the Bitcoin halving of 2024, because again, that's another exciting part of this year. So let's crack on with that first before I move into the two parts I wanted to cover with the ETF news. So, leading Bitcoin mining players have highlighted the need for efficiency to remain profitable and operational after the halving in 2024. Now, Cointelegraph have contacted several mining firms to unpack the expected effects of the Bitcoin halving on the industry and the implications for small and large-scale miners. Now, Bitcoin's protocol is hardwired to reduce the amount of Bitcoin awarded to a miner for adding a block on the ongoing chain. Mining reward halvings occur every 210,000 blocks, and with a block being added to the blockchain every 10 minutes, halvings come around every 4 years. So we're expecting to see one in around April time of this year. The next halving event, which is the fourth of such event, will cut the Bitcoin mining reward from 6.25 to 3.125. The previous halvings have taken place in 2012, 2016, and then most of you will have known this now because maybe you were part of it, but in 2020 was the most recent halving, which thinking back is pretty crazy to think that if you've followed the page for that long and you've followed what we've done online for that long, then you would have been part of that journey back in 2020 when all we could say was, let's make it to the halving, let's make it to the halving. And we indeed made it to the halving, and then the rest is history. But yeah, thinking back that was almost 4 years ago is absolutely insane. Now, reducing mining rewards is a pertinent consideration for miners given its implications of profitability and returns on investment on hardware and overhead running costs. Now, I won't dive into it too much more because it does start getting quite technical, as you would imagine, when it comes to mining Bitcoin. One thing that we're often asked is it profitable or should I be mining Bitcoin? And the often answer nowadays is no, probably not. The reason for that is just because of the expense that it costs to, first of all, get set up as a miner. You need to invest a lot of money in your rigs, your devices, your electricity. But then secondly, it's not an easy job to do. There's millions, or I believe there's millions of people doing the exact same thing. So it's a hard job to try and do to even get rewarded. So it's expensive, it's not as accessible as it used to be, and it's over congested. It's not over congested, it's just that because it's so hard to do, essentially, no one wants to do it, but the people that are doing it are really good at what they're doing, so it's quite tough to kind of get involved. But anyway, yeah, in my opinion, I would never become a Bitcoin miner. Previously, when I first got involved in crypto back 7+ years ago almost at this point, mining was a bit more profitable because it wasn't as busy, there wasn't as many kind of transactions and whatnot. So back then it could have been a bit easier to be involved in mining, cheaper to get set up. But look, you can't think about the past and hope that it becomes the kind of norm in the future, because yeah, progression is key in crypto and especially in mining as well. But anyway, in case you wanted to know, should I become a miner? Yeah, you probably shouldn't, but what do I know? Do what you want to do in crypto. Now, the next part then is about ETFs. So like I said at the start of this, there's a bit of an ETF kind of focus today, but the countdown to the US spot ETF. So 5 things you need to know about Bitcoin this week. And this came from Cointelegraph. Okay, so let's see what they think is key. So Bitcoin starts 2024 160% higher than a year ago, and arguably the year's biggest news event is due within days. Bitcoin price strength endured over the yearly candle closure with no last minute volatility disrupting either bulls or bears plans. So that was an interesting point. We will have an update all throughout Discord, by the way. Again, that's why you should be a member. We have an update coming from the weekly close because it was a weekly candle closure as well, the daily close and also the yearly close. So there's 3 massive closures that happened all at the same time, and we will have an update for that. So yeah, please make sure you are a Discord member to make sure that you benefit from that. Now, what's next? So the first half of January is to be unlike any other in Bitcoin's history. The deadline for approving the United States first spot price exchange traded fund, so the ETF. I always trip up on my words when it comes to saying the full word, so ETF is much easier. Opinions over how markets will react to the decision, whether good or bad, are a bit mixed. Some believe that it will be a green light, will open the floodgates of institutional investment capital, and that Bitcoin will never be the same as a result. Now, others see an ETF launch as ultimately a mixed blessing, and that the immediate reaction to green lighting, it will be a snap Bitcoin price retracement. So, a bit of a buy the rumour, sell the news, if you will, which I sort of believe will happen. Here's a tweet here then. So it says 2 more important countdowns within the next 4 months than the one tonight. This is obviously from last night, is the Bitcoin ETF and the halving. So that was New Year's Eve. Yes, New Year's Eve is important for some people, and it's a great time to celebrate with family and friends, whatever it may be. But there's more important things in the crypto space than celebrating at the moment, because we do have the ETF and the halving all happening in the space of a few months. So 2024 is set to be a significant year throughout. Just 4 months away lies the Bitcoin's block subsidy halving, and on-chain data shows how miners are preparing for a shock to the system. Network fundamentals are already starting the year right. Data sees a 1.5% difficulty increase this week, taking it to new all-time highs. So that goes back to the point I made a moment ago, where it gets harder and harder to become a part of the Bitcoin mining, and there's the stats there that it's increased by 1.5% in difficulty. Now, that could easily change, however, as ETF tensions boil over. A rejection, after all, is not off the cards, but it is a scenario that many have begun to forget. Which, yes, is not what we want. No one wants rejection, especially after such a long period of build-up with the ETF. But will Bitcoin break out upon the spot Bitcoin approval? So New Year's fireworks were distinctly absent from the Bitcoin price action as 2024 came around. The Bitcoin USD chart greeted the new year well within an established trading range. Surprise, surprise. The start of a new 12-month candle went almost unnoticed as markets offered modest upside towards $43,000. So there you go. There's the 1 hourly chart, not the 1 yearly chart, but there's 1 hourly chart last night or the past few days to show you that it's just kind of stuck within this trading range. There's not really much going on. Kind of bucking our heads against this 42.8 region. Again, like I said, much more detailed breakdowns will be in Discord, so please make sure you pay attention to that. Now, the next part of ETF news I want to cover is potentially a letdown. So I'm taking you from the highs to the lows here. But Bitcoin ETF launch may be a letdown, but could attract trillions over time. So, bit bittersweet, but hear me out. So the launch of a spot Bitcoin ETF won't likely have much of an impact on Bitcoin, but could eventually bring in trillions of dollars to the crypto sector, according to Vanek. Well, an advisor of Vanek. Now, on a tweet from today, in fact, you know what, let me just read you the whole tweet. He says, in my view, people tend to overestimate the initial impact of US Bitcoin ETFs. I think maybe a few $100 million flow, mostly recycled money, into the market. Now, this is long term. People tend to underestimate the impact of spot Bitcoin ETFs. If history is any guide, gold is worth studying as a parallel. So here you go. Here's a chart. Hopefully you can see this on your screen. Do you know what? Let me make it a bit larger for you on X. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but the point he's making here, it says, the approval of the US spot Bitcoin ETF may create trillions of dollars in value. On November 18th, 2004, the SPDR, which is the State Street Gold ETF, was introduced. In the subsequent 8 years, gold's price quadrupled from $400 to $1,800 and an $8 trillion market cap going from $2 trillion to $10 trillion. Now, Bitcoin's market cap is $750 billion today, less than 1/3 of what gold's was in 2004. In my view, upon the approval of a US spot Bitcoin ETF, Bitcoin's price trajectory could follow gold's blueprint from 2004 and years after, just much faster. So let me show you this chart. Here you go. So the yellow line, as you can see here, represents the spot gold prices of the US dollar per troy ounce. The orange line, which is kind of after this part here, you can see the kind of blue line. Orange line represents SPDR Gold's Trust, and prices have been adjusted by a factor of 10. And then the blue line represents the generic 10-year US Treasury rate. So, if you want to take that in a bit more detail, please pause today's video and read that, take that in more detail. But also, if you want to read the full tweet, I suggest you pause the video right here and then read the entire tweet. But yeah, anyway, I wanted to touch on that because there's many comparisons that have been given in the past and in the future, which will continue, that Bitcoin is the digital gold. It's the way that our generation will be able to use an asset like gold, or gold did in 2004, to benefit financially, and it will continue to continue its trajectory. It's a funny word to say sometimes, upwards, and that's something that I believe in. It's why I choose to look into the crypto market and believe in the investment of the crypto market. But that's based on what I know, my lessons, my experience, my losses, my wins, everything regarding crypto. It's all based off of what I, in my opinion, want to do. And that should go for what you stand for as well. So please make sure you always do your own research and never get involved in a space, especially investing, if you don't know what you're doing and if just some random person like me has told you what to do, because I would never offer you any type of financial advice. Please make that, or I'd like to make that known to everyone watching. Now, enough about that. Enough about the ETFs. Enough about gold. Enough about Bitcoin. Hopefully you can take from what I've said and take away enough information to move forward and decide if crypto is where you want to invest. But if it's not, look, that's fine. I've been here for 7 years. It's been great. a lot of you guys that are watching this have been here for a long time and you've enjoyed it, which is great. And yeah, I don't even know where I was going with that, to be honest. Bit of a random piece of news. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make is, if you want to get involved in crypto, please make sure you read into it before you decide. And if you don't, that's great. But please at least try and learn about money. Just, you'll need it at some point. Anyway, this is interesting news because CZ has been missing from the news quite recently, and the judge has apparently denied CZ's second attempt to travel to the UAE. Now, former Binance CEO, CZ, we all know who he is, will still not be allowed to leave the US ahead of his sentencing hearing following a court order from the federal judge. Now, in a 29th of December ruling as part of a hearing in a US District Court for the Western District of Washington in Seattle, Judge Richard Jones denied a motion from CZ requesting permission to travel outside of the country. The reasons for the second motion were unavailable to the public, having been sealed by the court, but CZ's legal team suggested it involved medical information regarding CZ's child. Now, on December 7th, the judge ordered CZ to remain in the US following a motion requesting permission to travel. The judge suggested that CZ would be a flight risk if allowed to travel home in Dubai, where his family lives. CZ pleaded guilty to one felony count as part of a $4.3 billion deal between the former CEO of Binance and the US authorities. He is expected to be sentenced in February, when he could face up to 18 months in prison. Now, the reason that he has been put as a flight risk is obviously because he has his family in Dubai. The UAE have strict rules on how much information or what they do to other countries, i.e. giving information to the US, the UK, Europe, whatever it may be. So the way the US, in my opinion, are looking at this is, if they grant him kind of access to fly to the UAE where his family are, he will then not fly back to the US in February for his court date. They will then lose the battle because they won't be able to, I guess, capture him and put him in jail, which by the looks of it is what they want to do. They have since put new people in charge of Binance who are interesting characters and they have an interesting background, so go read up on them in a bit more detail. I won't go into them in today's video, but go read up on who's now in charge of the Binance exchange and make up your kind of own opinions on that. But I know what my opinions are. But anyway, the CZ news, will it change anything in crypto? I believe not. I do believe that it's timed slightly, so it is due to be February. Now, the next few months, like I said before, are very crucial, very important for the crypto market, and CZ is a very well-known name and public figure in the crypto market, so his trial may be used as part of a media storm to cover up something else. What that will be, I don't know, but I do believe that the whole thing that's came about, the whole way that it's been played, is a bit fishy. The timing is a bit fishy, but look, I don't have any facts to go off of. This is all just speculation, and I wanted to let you know that's my thoughts, my feelings, and what I am looking at over the next few months. But yeah, hopefully that helped a little bit. Anyway, that's all for today's episode. Thank you so much for tuning in to the first of January's episode, a big Happy New Year and special episode, because it is, like I said, Monday the 1st. It's not often you start a year on a Monday, but is that a sign for the future? Is it? This is the start of your new week, your new month, your new year, your new you. I don't know, but take it. It's the 1st of the month. Take it from me, a Happy New Year from everyone on the team as well. I hope you have a great new year, whatever you decide to do. I hope that crypto is also going to have a great new year, because look, we deserve it. We've been here for long enough. We went through a grueling almost 3 years of just carnage and news and prices to just shock you. But if you have managed to stay around, well done. I congratulate you and welcome you if you are new. If there is anything else that you want from us, if you want more information, you want to join the Discord, you want to be kept in the know each and every single day, then I highly suggest you click the link in today's description for our Discord community and you get joined now. Don't waste any more time. It's the 1st of the month, the 1st of the year, the 1st of this week. Don't waste any more time. Get involved, and I will see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching.